Next on ECN, a regularly scheduled meeting of your Edinburg City Council. On the council, Mayor Omar Ochoa, Mayor Pro Tem David Salazar, Council Member Dan Diaz, Council Member Jason De Leon, and Council Member Jerry Lozano. Sitting in as advisors, City Manager Mayra Ayala and City Attorney Ben Alonso. And now, live from the Edinburg City Hall, the Edinburg City Council.
Good evening. Time is 6 p.m. We call to order this regular scheduled city council meeting for the city of Edinburg. Date is July 21st, 2026. Let's please start with a prayer. And I believe we have Pastor Zeismer with us. Yes.
Mayor Ochoa, council members, thank you for the invitation. Father, we thank you today. We thank you for the opportunity that we have, God, in running this city, God, making the decisions as we move forward. Holy Spirit, we just pray that you would be the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of Jesus Christ, revealing your will and your purpose for this city. I pray that you would give these men wisdom, and those, Father, that are with them and helping them. Pray that you would watch over them, keep them, protect them. I pray that, Father, that as they walk, God, in your ways, that you would bless them. And, Father, everything that they do, God, you would cause it to prosper. For the glory and the honor of your name, we give you the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Councilmember Diaz, if you can lead us in the pledge.
It'd be my honor. I'd ask everyone, please stand for those that are able. Place your right hand over your heart, face the flag, and let's say together, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the certification of public notice. Madam Secretary.
Yes, sir, Mayor. The meeting is posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act on July 15, 2026 at 7:15 p.m., sir.
Next item is disclosure of conflict of interest. Mr. City Attorney.
Mr. Mayor, under state law, a local government official is required to disclose a substantial interest for themselves or certain family members and abstain from voting on matters related to such conflict. Are there any conflicts to disclose related to the pending matters on today's agenda?
No. All right, thank you. Next item are city highlights. This is just meant to give some attention to upcoming city events between now and the next city council meeting. And there's always something going on in the city of Edinburg. We've got two really great events coming up, both of them on Saturday this weekend. Starting at 6 o'clock at the World Birding Center, we will have Fairy Fest 2026. This event gets bigger every year. We're looking forward to another really great event for this coming Saturday. Hope you all can make it out there. But if you can't, or if you want to hear some music, our summer concert series continues. We've had a series of completely free concerts for the public to come out and enjoy all summer long. This Saturday, July 25th, we are going to have a K-pop concert group. K-pop princesses. If you know K-pop and are excited about it, you're not going to miss it because this doesn't happen very often in our region. If you don't know what K-pop is, you are missing out. If you saw the World Cup final this weekend, there was a K-pop group that performed during the halftime show. And we are now having that happen here in the city of Edinburg. It's a very family-friendly event. If you have young ones who love K-pop Demon Hunters, they can come out and sing along to a lot of those songs. So again, completely free event this Saturday. Doors open at 7:30. The dance groups start at 8, and then the performance will start at 8:30. It'll be nice and cool. Don't worry about it. Here at our Promenade Park, hopefully we'll see you all out there for that concert. All right. Next item.
And real quick, just
Saja, yes, please.
Saja boys, part of K-pop Demon Hunters are welcome. Saja boys are welcome. It's a thing, though. If you have kids, you understand what Saja boys are, so Saja boys are welcome as well.
Excellent. Next item is the mayor's report. Nothing to disclose other than kind of what we've talked about already. Next item is the proclamations. And on this one, we've got a proclamation recognizing our upcoming National Night Out. Very proud to have this. It'll be on August 4th of 2026. Let's go ahead. The city secretary, if you could, please read the proclamation. We'll come down for some photos. And then the chief, if you could stick around after that to tell us more about what we can expect for National Night Out.
Yes, sir, Mayor. 30th Annual National Night Out. Whereas National Night Out was introduced through an already established network of law enforcement agencies, neighborhood watch groups, civic groups, state and regional crime prevention associations, and volunteers across the nation to sponsor a unique crime, drug, and violence prevention program. And whereas National Night Out is an excellent opportunity for the City of Edinburg to join forces with thousands of other communities across the county in promoting efforts that help the department build relationships with the community and create safer neighborhoods. And whereas National Night Out gives parents and their children the opportunity to see squad cars, various emergency response vehicles, learn a variety of safety topics, and numerous interactive, family-friendly activities. And whereas the safety of our communities depends on both law enforcement and the neighbors they serve, National Night Out enhances that positive and valuable interaction, which is the key to building lasting community relationships. And whereas it is essential that all Edinburg residents become aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and the impact that their participation can have on reducing crime, drugs, and violence. National Night Out brings police officers and the members of the community together in a fun setting and gives them the opportunity to get to know the officers and ask questions. And whereas the City of Edinburg plays a vital role in assisting the Edinburg Police Department through joint crime, drug, and violence prevention efforts in Edinburg and supports National Night Out locally. Now therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Edinburg, Texas, by power vested in them by law, do hereby proclaim August 4, 2026 as National Night Out in Edinburg, Texas, and encourage everyone to support the Edinburg Police Department at the 30th Annual National Night Out celebration.
Floor is yours, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, Jaime Ayala, Police Chief here in Edinburg. We're really excited about the 30th Annual National Night Out. We are part of National Association of Town Watch. As you all know, the last 2 years we've come in 9th nationally for our National Night Out efforts that we document and we submit in a competition. I have members of our community org policing unit here with us. You see the work that they do. They're a phenomenal group of men and women that just come together and make things happen, and it's going to be no different this year. It's going to be August the 4th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. right back here in our promenade. We're also going to utilize the ACE where the Parks and Rec's going to be showing off some of their summer program shows, so there's going to be a lot of people that will be attending for that. We're going to have a backpack giveaway with school supplies. We'll have a free carnival, a car show. There'll be face painting. We're even going to have lucha libre there as well. We'll have a petting zoo, and of course there's going to be free music throughout the evening. We'll have moon jumps, and we know how hot it's going to be, and so we're going to have plenty of watering stations and some tents. And so we just really encourage our community to come out to this event. It's a huge hit every year, and there's going to be so much to do. There'll be food vendors there as well. So there's just a nice evening to come out on a hot summer evening. It looks like it's going to be warm for us, but we've made it through the last few years, so I think we're going to do great. We're ready for it, and we appreciate your support.
Excellent. Absolutely. This is actually one of my favorite nights in the entire year for the City of Edinburg. We've got tons of families who come out for this. Police department goes out of their way to hand out backpacks, school supplies, completely free event for the entire community to come out and enjoy. You mentioned it. We placed 9th in the nation with our National Night Out last year. Now, I heard we got robbed. I didn't say it. I've heard other people say it, that we got robbed last year, that we should have been much higher, maybe even first. So my goal for the entire community is to come out and let's leave no doubt that we are the #1 National Night Out event in the entire country. Thank you, Chief, and the Police Department for everything that you all do.
Thank you, Mayor, and I do want to thank Roxanne and her ECN team because they put the package together for us, all the videoing and capturing of it so that we can submit. So as the City of Edinburg, I think we're gonna have a great night for National Night Out this year.
Excellent.
Thank you all very
much.
much.
Thank you, Chief. Next item on the agenda are public comments. Madam Secretary?
Yes, sir, Mayor. The Edinburg City Council asks for a specific portion of the City Council meeting to be dedicated to public comments. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. I will be taking time. Please note the public comment period is not interactive. The Council may not respond to public comments. At this time, Mayor and Council, there are 3 public comments. The first public comment is Roberto Cuellar regarding the support of keeping Edinburg racetrack operating.
Honorable Mayor, Honorable Councilman, my name is Roberto Cuellar, and I was here maybe about a month ago, and I overheard some conversations about the racetrack. I was not too involved in it until I heard that conversation, but as far as I can see, as I'm known, the racetrack has been doing a good job and the city been a good job of providing a community service for the youth. For the youth, where they have some place there. I've been there a couple of times, and I've seen the youth out there and their friends working on their cars and whatever. So, what a better way to spend weekend nights and working on their cars and racing in a sanctioned raceway than out in the street. As you can tell how dangerous that is, and that's very commendable on both the city and whatever. But my main concern of what I've been hearing is that things might change, okay? Maybe to the worse, meaning that hopefully there's room for negotiations on the city and on the leases, that we can come to agreement from keeping the racetrack from being closed. I roughly went through the specifications in the RFP, and some of them got very stringent. I think there's room for negotiations there, stringent, or like profit sharing, sign removal, and there's no duration on contract. I mean, it's very hard for a person or a leasee to be able to do capital improvements if it's on the month-to-month basis contract, and it could be revoked at any time. That's very, very hard for anybody to invest money and expect some kind of return. The racetrack, if it's looked by the city as a revenue-making machine, well, it's not going to give you that much. Not going to give you that much. Not if you bring in a third party is going to build a warehouse there for air freight. That's different. But so probably what I'm asking is for the city council, and remember, to look at this a little bit more carefully, to be more aware of the proposals that are put out there, maybe a little bit too stringent. Why does the leasee have to contract ambulance service from the city of Edinburg? Are they providing what is required of them right now? So that's the sort of thing. All I'm asking is just look at it further into it.
Thanks. Okay.
Thank you.
The next public comment is Ms. Diane Teeter regarding grants and taxes.
Good evening, Diane Teeter. Tonight's 13 consent agenda is a reminder of just how essential grants are to Edinburg's future. Every one of these items represents funding that protects our neighborhoods, strengthens our infrastructure, and reduces the burden on local taxpayers. The Community Development Block Grant keeps our city investing in housing and community needs. The Texas Water Development Board grant is critical for the Los Bonades water tower, meter upgrades, and long-term water rights, the backbone of a reliable system in a growing city. The DOJ COPS hiring program helps us staff public safety without straining the general fund. And TxDOT's impaired driving enforcement grant directly saves lives on our roads. Grants are not extras. They are lifelines that allow Edinburg to keep moving forward responsibly, even under tight state revenue caps. I urge continued support for these applications and am thankful to our hard-working grants department that makes them possible. Let's talk about water. Corpus Christi is living through a water crisis that should serve as a warning to every city in South Texas. After years of providing refineries with water at rates far below cost, the city finally raised industrial rates. Consequently, the refineries protested to state regulators, and now Corpus may be forced to refund tens of millions of dollars while residents face higher bills. This is what happens when heavy industrial users dominate a city's water portfolio. Corporations resist paying their fair share, and the public is left holding the bag. Brownsville is facing similar pressures. SpaceX already uses millions of gallons of potable water from BPUB for rocket operations and cooling. BPUB has warned that its system is strained by worsening regional water scarcity. Edinburg must not repeat the same mistakes. Zoho has purchased over 1,000 acres in North Edinburg for a major tech and manufacturing campus. This is not a small office park. It is a long-term industrial ecosystem. With that scale comes significant water demand, drainage impacts, and infrastructure obligations. We need transparent engineering-level water projections before approving additional rezonings or expansions tied to this development. Water security must come before corporate business convenience and profit. Thank you.
The next public comment is Ms. Fern McClarity regarding taxpayers' money.
I have decided to discuss the difference between your actions and what the people want. I have decided to discuss this topic because when you were running for office, each of you published a list of concerns. High taxes were always at the top of each of your list. To your credit, no one said you were going to lower taxes, so I can't say that you said that. But it was understood that the public did not want higher taxes. When 25% of the population is living in poverty and the median family income is $60,000, you could be sure that the public does not want to pay higher taxes. The answer from elected officials is always the same. We are investing in the creation of long-term jobs. This council voted to give $1 million to the University of Texas, voted to give DHR $10 million, and increased water rates by 67%. And the answer is always the same. We are creating long-term jobs. So where are these jobs, and especially the part about higher taxes? In reference to giving money to DHR, I submitted a public information and asked if what the 300 jobs were and where were they at actually. I received the information, but it was all redacted. Every word on the page was redacted. You would think that if the city was proud of its support for creating long-term jobs, it would gladly say, yes, the jobs have been created. But it did not. It opted to send back no information. It is not only that I object to paying more taxes, but I object to paying more for things that are not important to this community. Building a high-rise parking facility for the county does not have public support. Building a courthouse that is not complete after 4 years and will ultimately cost $250 million does not have the public support. Hiring a director of golf for $100,000 does not have the public support. Did you know that the average salary of the city of Edinburg is $41,352? Do you think the employees can afford a 67% increase in water rates? Or does the employee spend much time at the public golf courses? The important fact is that when the city sells bonds, it is using family homes and our businesses as collateral for the loan. If you're going to sell bonds, it should be for something you need rather than something that you can live without, especially if you represent a low-income population. And I'm hoping that today everyone will pray again, especially, and hope you've been still praying for Israel and the United States with the battle and for the freedom of the people of Iran. And today I gave you, now I'm doing my other, I gave you, yes, did you get your copy? Okay, because you usually remember. And I have 3, 9A, 10A, and 13A. I got calls on each one of them, and I really couldn't answer. So 9A is I've asked them to please explain what this is and why it's on the agenda. And like I said, we have concerns, so please give an explanation. 10A, I talked to someone and I've asked them also to kind of explain, because I kept looking and I said, I don't know, it shows 75,500, it shows the golf course, so I believe he's going to answer and try to explain it because I wasn't able to. And then the last one, which is 13A, I talked with the young lady and she explained it to me, but I'm asking her to explain what it is, because this is about the coronavirus one more time. I'm so tired of seeing that, because that money's out there and everybody just grabs. Well, it's still taxpayers' money throughout. But if she will explain, because I did pull up the backup and the numbers were just unreal. And what's most important to the person that called is the streets. We have potholes. Every time it rains, we got more potholes. So that is, and she explained what's happening with these sums. So I'm hoping that you'll explain it to the people, because their concern is when they're going home or going to work, how many potholes do they have to dodge? How many blowouts in their front tires when they hit them? So that's it. Thank you.
There are no
Next.
further comments, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is public hearings, routine items. As a reminder, routine items are those where the staff recommendation aligns with the recommendation from the Planning Zoning Commission, and there is no written opposition to the recommendation provided by staff or the Planning and Zoning. So if you are in favor of the recommendation that's been provided, you are in good company because everybody agrees with you. So we will open the public hearing on this particular item, and I would invite anybody that has anything to say in opposition to the recommendation. If you're in favor of the recommendation, you likely don't have to speak. But it is open for anybody to come up and speak if you would like to on this item.
Mayor, council members, the owner of Space Monkey Arcade. I know I don't have to come up here now.
It's all right.
I still showed up. Just wanted to make sure that you gentlemen had, if you had any questions or concerns about the location or the business and for the extension of the hours, you can feel free to answer any questions that you have right now. If you have anything right now. But...
No.
Oh, awesome. All right. Just to let everybody else know, hey, I know we're all for the Reader's Choice Awards for the Monitor. Let's do a Edinburgh sweep. I'm in there every day voting. Voting for you, sir, and all Edinburgh businesses, anything related to Edinburgh. So let's get Space Monkey Arcade on that winning list also. All right, thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. Any others who wish to speak for or against this item can come up to the podium. Seeing none, public hearing is now closed. Council, is there a motion on this item?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve on this item. Any discussion? Hearing
Thank
none.
you for opening an arcade in the city of Edinburgh.
All right. Any other discussion on this item? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. All right. Motion passes. Congratulations. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is variance 9A. If the secretary could read the caption.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Consider variance request to the City's Unified Development Code, Number 1, Article 4, Section 4.204, Buffer Yards, Table 4.204-1, Buffer Yard Classifications, for the proposed villages on Closter Subdivision, as described, located on 500 East Russell Road, as requested by Tribute Engineering.
All right. Is there a motion on this item?
Motion approved. Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve this item. Mr. Acevedo, could you describe this? Help us understand what this is.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Jaime Acevedo, Planning and Zoning Director for the record. The applicant is building a 36-acre development at the corner of Russell Road and Klosner, and they're building about 5,900 linear feet of cedar fencing around the whole development. Now, there's a section of 600 feet on the south side that borders a residential primary subdivision. So anytime you have multifamily and residential primary, you're required to do a masonry block wall. That's the way the current UDC reads. So they're asking for an exception and a waiver to not have to do the masonry block wall for those 600 feet. Now, it is in an area where the city's going to be doing a sewer improvement. So staff recommended that we grant the variance for this particular request. So staff is inclined to approve it. And that's basically what's being requested. The applicant is here. I see him in the back of the audience. So, but that's in a nutshell what they're asking for.
Okay. So as I understand it, then so this is a development that's going up. Under our normal rules, a masonry wall will be required all the way around, correct?
No, Mayor. Under the basic rules, anytime it depends on who your neighbor is. Mm-hmm. If you have commercial and multifamily, well, the commercial needs to do the masonry fence, not necessarily the multifamily. Mm-hmm. But in this case, when you have multifamily next to residential, single-family residential, it does trigger a masonry fence. So out of the whole development, there's only a 600-foot section where that applies, because there's to the south side of the development, there's a 600-foot stretch of land that is single-family residential.
Okay. So only for that 600-foot section that abuts a residential property?
Correct.
And the remainder of the property, no fence is required?
The remainder of the property is going to have a cedar fence. Okay. They are installing a cedar fence throughout the property. There's also 2 entrances on Russell Road. Along those entrances, they're going to do like a nice masonry entrance. Mm-hmm. There's another one on Klausner, and they're proposing to do that as well.
Okay. Now, there's already an existing cedar fence on that 600-foot property.
On the south side, correct.
Okay. And that, my understanding from the description, right, is the reason that the city staff is recommending the variance is because there is in the near future plan to work on utility lines in that area?
That's correct. And digging up a brand new masonry fence wouldn't really make sense. Mm-hmm. So that's why staff is inclined to allow the cedar fence that is already in existing there. That's already in existence there.
Can I ask, but for that consideration, but for the consideration that the city would have to, dig out masonry fence to do this utility work, would staff's recommendation still be to allow the fence? Or is that consideration the main driver for staff's recommendation?
Well, Mayor, one of the considerations also is that on the new Unified Development Code, when you have multifamily to single family, mm-hmm. we're not imposing, or we're recommending to bring it down to a cedar fence as well. So that was another, factor in our recommendation, that going forward with the proposed UDC changes, that's something that we're going to scale back down on as well.
So then as a whole, the staff has been looking at this issue, and part of the recommended changes, which is, my understanding is coming very soon, the package of UDC revisions. Part of that recommendation by city staff is to change this requirement from masonry walls to cedar fences between multifamily and residential.
Right. Okay. We're still leaving it on anything that borders a commercial, mm-hmm. But between multifamily and single family, a solid fence is still required, but wood would be allowed.
Okay. And what's the consideration for that? Why is it okay going forward, according by staff's consideration, to change from masonry to cedar fence?
We looked at what other cities are doing, and the consensus throughout other bordering cities is that they allow a cedar fence between single family and multifamily.
Okay. Okay. Other questions?
Did we receive any complaints from residents for any type of change on this? Because obviously the 600 feet, that's where it's gonna be right behind single family, correct?
That's correct. No, we didn't receive any complaints on this item.
Okay, and how about placing I understand we're going to do improvements, but how about placing monies in an escrow account that we could use when it's completed? We can use that money to put the correct type of fencing around there, just so the residents don't feel any type of certain way with their privacy. And is there anything that was brought up about that, or any type of recommendation?
That was not brought up, but that's something that can be entertained.
So that's something that we could implement there if they were to put money in an escrow account. Because I guess the biggest fear is that if they put on the block fence, we're going to tear it down when that time comes for the improvements, correct?
Correct.
On that comment, I disagree at making the developer put some money down on something that's going to be changed by UDC code. Because if we do that, then most developers are going to wait for the change where they could save money when we know it's going to go from masonry to wood, right? Now, I completely understand from commercial, when a commercial development is right next to a residence, the noise, the traffic, the increased hustle and bustle, we want that buffer, right? But if it's going to be residence to residence, obviously multifamily to single family, I think that, like other cities, I think wood is enough to create a buffer or any sort of fence. So I don't think it'd be fair to make anybody put money in escrow if we're going to change our UDC.
So if the change on the UDC code is it's going to be multifamily, and then it's going to be single family on one side, right? So you know how many units are put in there in that area?
It's 220 lots. Each lot is for a fourplex, so about 880. It's 29 acres of multifamily because they have about 7 acres along Klausner for commercial.
The distance between the multifamily and the single family is what?
They're abutting each other. The lots are bordering each other, so there's no, the only distance would be the building setbacks. Probably about 30 to 40 feet most, at 30 or 40 feet.
And there was no complaints on single family residents?
Nope.
Oh, wow. I'm actually kind of shocked at that one. But, all right.
Okay, any other questions or discussion on this item? No? All right, there is a motion and a second on this item. Ready to proceed? Mm-hmm. All right. All those in favor of the item, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is 10A, if the secretary could read the caption.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Consider ordinance amending the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year by providing additional revenues and additional appropriations to the General Fund, Los Lagos Golf Club Fund, Edinburg International Airport at Edinburg Fund, and the Opioid Fund.
All right, is there a motion on this item?
Motion to approve. Second.
All right, motion and a second to approve. If you could please explain the item.
Sure. Mayor, City Council members, Ascension Alonso, Director of Finance. This item is, we're requesting, presenting an amendment to the budget ordinance that we approved at the beginning of the year. These are items that were unforeseen. Most of the items are matches for grants we received after October 1st. All these items will be funded from a general fund balance, which and also from a capital lease that we had some money in escrow. 77,500 will be from the proceeds from that capital lease, and 1,935,398 is from the fund balance. If you'd like, I can go item by item, or you have any questions on any of the items. These are items that were required, submitted by the departments. We did look at our fund balance. We did look at our finances. We're still maintaining a healthy fund balance after this appropriations are approved, if they are approved. And we'll still be at a fund balance of 26.95%, which is above the required 25%. So we are here to present and answer any questions that you might have regarding these items.
Well, in particular, I don't particularly think we need to go literally line by line. Okay. But what I see here in general is there is the backup that's provided that shows kind of what the money is being applied to, and I can see what you're talking about, right? It's, there's an amount here for match related to our airport capital improvement project, which is the $20 million that we're getting from the state of Texas to do a lot of infrastructure improvements out at our airport, and that's required by the statute that appropriated that $20 million in the first place. I also see that we're doing things like ADA compliance software. I know that was a law that was passed that required us to do some improvements to our city website.
Yes, to be in compliance.
And so I see that as well. I guess the way that it's laid out here, I appreciate that the finance staff would go and disclose all of the amounts and not just present the whole numbers. At least this way, we can have details in terms of what this is being paid, what this is paying for. And this is not bond money, right? Paying for this.
That is not bond money.
Right. Okay. And this is money out of the general reserve because we have a healthy fund balance.
That is correct.
All right. Other questions, discussion? No? Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is 11A. The secretary could read the caption.
Yes, Sir Mayor. Consider awarding RFQ number 2026-1, agent of record, and authorize the city manager to negotiate and enter into an agreement and execute any documents related thereto.
Is there a motion on this item?
Motion to approve.
To clarify, is the motion to approve the staff's recommendation?
Yes.
Okay. There's a motion to approve staff's recommendation.
Second.
All right. Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? All right. Hearing no discussion on this item, all those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right. Motion passes. Next item is 11B. If the secretary could read the caption.
Yes, Sir Mayor. Consider awarding bid number 2026-11, fountain pool pump house renovation, rebid to Global Construction and Design LLC, the lowest aggregate bidder, meeting specifications, and authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement related thereto.
All right. Motion on this item.
Motion to go with the staff's recommendation.
Second.
All right. Motion to approve staff's recommendation and a second. Any discussion on this item? All right. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. All right. Motion passes. Next item is 12A. If the secretary could read the caption.
Yes, Sir Mayor. Consider appointment to the following City Advisory Board, Council, Commission, and Committee. Civil Service Commission, 1 member.
Is there a motion on this item?
Motion to reappoint Roman Rodriguez, the applicant.
All right. The motion and a second to reappoint Roman Rodriguez to the Civil Service Commission. Any discussion on this? All right. All those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right. Motion passes. Next item, our next items are consent agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve items A through F.
So move. Second.
All right, motion and a second to approve items A through F. We did have a question on item 13A. Yes, if you could come up and please explain the item.
Sure. Claudia Farias, Director of Grants Administration. This proposed budget amendment is to reallocate funds from the Street Improvements Project to the Street Improvements Phase 2 project. Same project, still ongoing, still on track to be completed by September of this year, which is even ahead of the expenditure deadline of December 2026. We're asking for this administrative budget amendment to continue complying with the reporting requirements from the U.S. Department of Treasury. And all of the funding are cost savings from completed utilities projects. So every cent is being expended, has been obligated, and is on track to, the city's on track to maximize all ARPA funds.
Right. I remember this period of time. It was a really interesting time period in the city's history and our country's history. Obviously, the city received an allocation from the federal government under ARPA with requirements in terms of how we spent it. We didn't ask for the money. It was allocated to us, and we were told to use it as best as we could. And for the last several years, I know the city has been applying it to a variety of public projects. And so what I understand is there are some projects that we have allocated this money to where we did the work, we've completed the work, and we actually saved money from what we thought we were going to spend on those projects. And with that savings, we don't want to just miss out on an opportunity to do something. We're actually applying it to something else that we can do for the public. Is all of this correct?
All of this is correct, yes.
Okay, excellent.
And just further, there were 23 projects that were allocated funding. So out of the 23, 21 are completed. So there's only 2. So every every amount or every cent is being expended, and you're right, the street improvements are prioritized, so that's where the cost savings went.
Excellent. All right. And I know we are all very interested in the infrastructure of our city, making sure that it works well for everybody all around the city. So I really want to say a big thank you to our Public Works Department, who has done a phenomenal job with our street repaving program this year. They have literally repaved dozens of streets throughout the city. They even took on the project most recently of completing the top layer of Alberta. And they did it literally in record time. I was so amazed with how quickly they were able to do that second layer. So thank you so much to our Public Works Department for taking that on and for making sure that our streets are in great condition for all our residents all over the city. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve all of these items under the consent agenda. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right, motion passes. Next item on the agenda, other business. Anything future requested items by the City Council? All right, hearing none. Next item on the agenda is executive session. Can I get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any opposition to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Time now is 6:41. We are entering executive session.
Item A, consultation with City Attorney. Item B, consultation with City Attorney regarding personnel matters. Item C, discussion and possible action regarding the conveyance, exchange, or lease of real property. Item D, discussion and possible action regarding economic development matters. 1, Project Brunch. 2, Project Comida. 3, Workforce Resource Center. 4, Project 25.
All right. Time now is 8:58. We are coming out of executive session. Can I get a motion to get back in the open?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is approved. We are now in open session. Mr. City Attorney, based on the discussion, is there any action required at this time?
There are some items needing action, Mayor. The first would be item 15D1. At this time, I recommend a motion to approve the action of the EDC Board of Directors approving Project Brunch as described in executive session.
Are we making a motion just on Project Brunch or any other projects?
We can combine them, Mayor. The next one would be 15D2, which is Project Comida. The same recommendation, I would be making the same recommendation to y'all, recommending a motion to approve the action of the EDC Board of Directors approving Project Comida as described in executive session.
Okay, so the suggested motion then is to approve Project Brunch and Project Comida on the terms discussed during executive session?
Correct, Mayor.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any opposition to the motion? Hearing none, motion is approved. Any other items?
There's no further items needing action at this time.
Okay. No other action needed. All action on the agenda being done. The meeting is now adjourned.